What is good, YouTube gang? Today I'm actually going to be trying to catch up a little bit. It's been a while since I've made a YouTube video. I haven't made one, not game streaming type video, but actually like one of these, I don't know, since like February or something. February was not like a great month for me. In February, I didn't necessarily have a whole lot of money going in. And so I had some troubles paying for rent, and that really had me struggling. So I just was not focused in doing art stuff at the time because I was more concerned with being unable to provide for myself. But that, I got like a raise at my new job. I say new, but I've had it for like 4 months. I got a raise at my job, and then the COVID stimulus check came in, which was good, and some other stuff came in, so I wasn't hurting for money anymore as much as I was. Yeah, so for February, I wasn't really on lock with anything. For March, I was just busy living life, working, and trying to just trying to save up a lot of money, I guess, is what I was like trying to do. And that's been my consistent goal, is just saving money right now so I don't have issues in the future. And yeah, so that was pretty much like those past 2 months was just work, school. I've been doing a lot of school and stuff. I think I worked on this drawing like over just that whole period of time. It just took me a little bit to get through it because it was kind of just a rough patch. But now that I've got this going, I can kind of get into my groove again. Hopefully I can start putting out more stuff. I always say that every video. I'm like, yeah, hopefully I can put out more stuff. But I realize the more I do it, just it'll come out when I put it out. I don't have to stress about it being, oh no, I didn't put out a video. I'm not getting paid for this. This is just something I'm doing for fun, So what is there to stress about, really? Just do it when I can. That's kind of just where all this stuff is at, is just do it when you can. But yeah, so today's like a Wednesday. I wanted to talk about how my birthday went over a couple days ago. So on my birthday, I took the day off of work and I went and drove to my friend David's place, and it was cool. We got to hang out. I don't get to hang out in person with my friend David a lot because of this whole COVID thing. So we got to hang out a little bit. We walked down to like a dispensary that was over by his place, got some weed or whatever, and then we went back to his place and we had some drinks and I was smoking, and we were just talking about this role-playing game that we play. It's Marvel. It's superheroes, but the game is about Ultimate X. I did a video on him, and we were just talking about the characters and what's going on, what sort of stuff would I like to do with the game, and all that good stuff. And I was actually contemplating with David making a Marvel comic, so like a comic book series that's kind of just based off of Ultimate X and the Drifters, which is like the team that he kind of like worked with and made and all that good stuff. So I was thinking that that might be a potential series that comes out that I end up doing like a lot of videos on, is like the Drifters and all those like Marvel heroes and stuff. And if Marvel picked that up, that would be like the coolest thing ever, but I highly doubt it. There's a lot of more talented artists than me doing that sort of crap, so I won't keep my hopes up. While I was hanging out with David, I ended up getting like super stoned, and I've never smoked before, or at least I've never been stoned before. I was never in that frame of mind where I was out of it. So I kind of want to like talk about my experience with that. So what happened was after a while of just talking, after a while of just hanging out, I started to realize that like all of my reactions to what David was saying were, I don't want to say scripted, but they felt like everything I was doing was just a reaction. Nothing I was doing was actually of my own like thought or volition. I was just, yeah, wow, cool, interesting. It was nothing that was real. It was just what my body was doing, what my brain was like programmed to just think is how you respond. And it was almost driving me crazy because as I realized I was doing that, I couldn't do anything else. I became like trapped in my own mind. I couldn't do anything else other than what was the scripted answer, and I was just losing my mind over here because I was like, and then I started to forget everything that was life. I started to forget like who I was. I kind of forgot things of my past. I couldn't remember people or places. All I could remember was this conversation. And I was like, is this all life has been or ever will be? Is this conversation the only thing that's ever like existed? Was everything else that could have existed been like either a dream or just me trying to escape this reality that I'm having? You know, it was, and I talked to David about it later, and he was like, yeah, so you were stoned, and that's just what that was. But that was kind of like my experience. And then ever since then, I've just been like watching myself react to people, and I like think to myself, is that reaction, you know, like, is that one of those scripted reactions that like I wasn't aware of before but I am now, just because it was so in my way? So that's like something I just think about now every now and then, is how much of the stuff that I do, is that even real, or is that just my brain programmed to exist through life without needing to really interact with people? And then when I was working the day after on Monday, I was like, I wouldn't say horrified of interactions, but interactions did have me like kind of freaked out, because I was thinking to myself, how many of these interactions am I going to have that's not real? Or, you know, or how, and when I say not real, I mean not matter. Everything that I said was like, oh wow, yeah, cool, crazy, you know, oh interesting, all right man, see you around. You know, it's all that stuff that you say to people every single day, but it's not meant to mean anything. There is no actual connection. You can't call that socializing. It's nothing. There is no substance to that. And thinking about all that stuff had me just so worried that like, is every interaction I've had with people, that is every interaction I've had just non-existent, hey, what's up, how's it going, what's up bro? You know, that stuff like it kind of just drives me crazy to think that I was like, maybe still am, just trapped in doing whatever that is, never being anything other than just what I'm programmed to say or think or do. And yeah, I guess people who just get high just understand what that feeling is, and you're just like, oh yeah, that's crazy bro, and then just forget about it for the rest of the time, like, oh yeah, that happens to everybody. Like, what? You know, if that happens to everybody, what are we doing here? Like, how are we not looking at ourselves a little bit deeper from every interaction that we have? I don't know. That's just what's had me in a loop for the past couple of days, now that I don't have to like worry about other stuff. So, you know, just working and doing stuff, I guess, wanting to like make more videos, but now that I'm just, I feel more aware of just what I'm doing and saying to people now, and I can't say that's a unique experience to me, because I feel like everyone's had that experience by now, you know, like people have gotten high, so, but everyone's experience is different when they're high, I guess. But that's just one of those things, is like it's almost like those stories you hear about like philosophers or whatever, where it's like, yeah, this guy was tripping on shrooms and then invented gravity or something, you know, like just stuff like that, where it's, I feel like I had one of those times, you know, like I've said, I've never smoked before, I've never been like stoned or high or whatever, so that being like a first, I was just like, wow, I just saw things differently than I used to. And because of that like change in perspective, I feel like I'm just going to be spending a lot more of my time trying to like analyze all that stuff. And, you know, people would say, you know, don't overthink it because that's kind of a part of life, is just, you know, people can easily just get lost in their head and overthink things, and what if I did this, why didn't I do that? You know, that's a super easy frame of mind to get into that isn't necessary. But that's not like what I'm really trying to get at. I'm just saying there's more to the interactions that I have with people that I could pay attention to. I could, I don't know, be more legitimately invested, unless it doesn't matter, you know? That's another thing too, is like when I'm at work, how much of the conversation at work really matters when it's the same, hey, I saw you at work today, whatever, you know, sort of thing. Like, you know, I don't have to put my thinking hat on when it comes to like going into work, but the more I train myself into that mode of thinking, just the more I'm gonna realize that that's the sort of thing I do all the time, is just, oh yeah, crazy bro, have a nice day, And I feel like everyone does it and just doesn't realize it. And I'm not sure if that's just the way things have always been. Has that been what life has always been? Is just like, oh yeah, see you around, that's cool? Or is that more of like a recent thing? Is that something we started doing with the internet and common socializing practices and all that good stuff? I don't know. Maybe to everybody else, none of that matters. Maybe to everybody else, it's like, what are you doing, man? Everybody else is just living life, and you're over here trying to think about things being more than what they really are. And that could be the case. That could easily be the case. But I don't know. It's just there was enough of it there to, like, you know, I was trapped in my mind for what seemed like eternity. What else was there to think about? What else was there to do, really, other than really think about all that stuff? So I don't know. That's all the stuff that I just did for my birthday. After I got high, then I drove home, and like I was talking to David, and I told him, hey man, I gotta leave. And he was like, are you sure you don't want to sit down? And I thought, like, when he asked that was like what I thought life had always been. I thought that was its way of like trying to trap me there forever. Like I was just gonna be in a continuous loop of the same conversation over and over. So I was like, no man, I'm good, I gotta leave. So I was like on my way home, and as I was driving home, I was like, you know, I really don't remember how to get home. I don't even know where I live. So I was driving, and I was like, I just have to trust my body to get me home. I just have to trust my muscle memory to get me where I live, because I have no idea where that is. So I did eventually get home. You know, I took just the direct route. It's not like I went some random, you know, like, oh yeah, I went to California and then drove around. No, I went straight home. But I didn't know how to get home. It's just my muscle memory just took me there. And then after I got home, I settled down a little bit, and then I did some homework. And then after that was pretty much like the night, you know, it was just like writing that out. And then I got like calls from my mom and my grandma and my friends, and because it was my birthday, and I was like, oh yeah, great. And I was consciously doing that hey what's up bro like thing, but I was doing it intentionally, or at least like that's how I felt about it. I was just like, I'm gonna do this because I have absolutely no idea how to interact with these people otherwise. I didn't even remember where I just lived. The main takeaway of all that was like, I don't know, it was just a different experience for me that I just wanted to share and do for this YouTube video. I've just come to the realization that I don't think that the stuff that I'm doing, the YouTube videos, whatever, I don't really think that's gonna be what I originally wanted it to be, and that's fine, you know. That just means I don't have to try making it seem or look like a particular way. I'm just gonna put stuff out when I want to, or put stuff out when it feels right. That's just what I'm gonna do now, because there's no reason to, you know, like and subscribe to this video, all 40 of you that already have liked and subscribed to all my videos. You know, there's no need for that. So it's just nonsense. I'm just gonna put the stuff out there, and whatever happens to it, you know. So thanks guys for watching and chilling, hanging out, and listening to my weird story of like, we got it bro, you were high. So yeah, I'll see you guys around on the next episode of V-Talks.